Hello and welcome to the April edition of Today from the Heart. I'm Paige.
And I'm Morgan, and we are broadcasting from the David J. Bloom Broadcast Suite. This episode covers everything from a junior author at our school to the long-awaited ghost story reveal.
Let's jump right in with some students that made a difference outside of our community.
I've been a Girl Scout since kindergarten, so about 12 years.
I started Girl Scouts in first grade when I was new to a school, and my mom thought it would be a good way for me to make friends. A lot of the reason why I stayed in it too is because my mom was super involved in it, and she was actually the Gold Award mentor for one of the Girl Scouts here at Sacred Heart, Caroline Bedagliaca.
I wanted to be a Girl Scout when I saw a bunch of the older girls at my school walking around with their vests, and they looked all cool.
Each level that you move up in Girl Scouts, you get a new vest or sash, and they change color.
I think my favorite is probably on my Daisy uniform from like kindergarten, the little flower in the front. You earn, like, when you first show up, they give you the one in the middle, and then you do different activities and like make friends in kindergarten, and they give you the little petals that go around the outside.
You have to earn the patches, and the patches on the front are usually from doing activities or like accomplishing something, and then the patches on the back are like fun patches, so from going on trips or going to different places. We went on a cruise. We went to Georgia. Last year, I didn't go because we had school, but last year my whole troop did Switzerland, Austria, and Germany. They did a Grand Canyon trip, and this summer they're going to Costa Rica.
My favorite memory from being a Girl Scout was probably when we did a talent show in my town. They have a talent show every year, and the Girl Scout troops would go and perform. And we sang some song in kindergarten. We walked around in circles with candles and flowers on our head, and I remember it was really fun.
We got to sleep at the Natural History Museum because we slept under the big blue whale there, so I have that patch, which is cool.
So being a Girl Scout kind of entails, now it's more a lot of community service, but when you're little it's kind of fun activities and things like that because you don't quite get it yet. You learn how to tie knots and all that fun stuff. The Girl Scout promise is, on my honor, I will try to serve God and my country, to help people at all times, and to live by the Girl Scout law.
I love getting those Girl Scout cookies from them every year. Thanks Paige, Avery, Leah, and Christine.
Last year, a young writer at Sacred Heart took her talent straight to the books. Let's check it out.
Hi, my name is Jackie, and I wrote and illustrated and self-published the children's book Fortune Cookie Surprise. Fortune Cookie Surprise is about a young girl named Emily who realizes over dinner to a Chinese restaurant with her family that, like the fortune cookie completes the meal, she too completes her family. I decided to make it into a children's book the summer going into freshman year, so it took about 2 to 3 years. When I was in 7th grade, I was assigned an essay where I had to write like an I believe essay. So I had to choose something like an inanimate object that I believed in. So I decided to write about fortune cookies. I submitted it to Teen Ink, which is an online publishing magazine, and they awarded it Editor's Choice. So that's when I started thinking like this might really be good. And after that, I decided to shape it into a children's book. So all the illustrations are watercolor, and I don't take art specifically, so I had to really work on like drawing and specifically that technique. A lot of them I actually had to redo because with watercolor, the colors will change slightly every time you do it. So like for example, the hair of the mom changed when I first did my illustrations from like blonde to brown. And so then I had to like redo all of those and make sure all of the hair colors and like skin colors, things like that, were exactly the same. That way it wouldn't be confusing for kids. I'd say anyone can really create a children's book. It just takes a lot of time and effort. And you also have to make sure that you have the dedication because it is a very long process. So my book is sold in a bunch of small bookstores around Connecticut and New York, and it's also sold on Amazon.
Wow, she's on Amazon? That's so impressive. Thanks, Madeline and Olivia.
Now, she's no stranger in the hallways. Here's this month's day in the life of Miss OGrady.
Hi everybody, my name is Miss OGrady. I've been a part of the Sacred Heart community for 19 years. My role in the school is the Assistant Dean of Students, and I'm part of the PE department because we have a pool. I'm a swim coach. I teach everybody how to swim from Barra Center up till 9th grade. Basically, my day really starts at like 5 in the morning. I'm up early. I live above a horse farm, and I have to feed the ponies like at 5:10, 5:15. My brother-in-law and I feed the ponies. Fun fact, my brother-in-law is Dr. Monalise's cousin. So James and I are down there feeding the ponies, changing blankets, putting them out for the day. So that's my kind of job, but basically I'm here day to day making sure everything's going well with the girls, checking uniforms, grabbing sweatshirts when they're not appropriate, and in the mornings, sometimes I have class in the mornings down at the pool. You can always find me in the lunchroom at lunch, and then in the afternoons I'll be back down at the pool for more swim classes. Once my day ends here around 4, I head over to the Y and I oversee the novice Marlin swim team, basically the 5 to 9-year-olds. I have the best job in the world. I get to teach them the love of the sport. In the summertime, I do that at Shenorock Shore Club. Go Rock Go. I've got a lot of swimmers here from Shenorock. And then when I'm all done, it's back to home and back in the barn, and I do night check, making sure all the ponies are tucked in. If it's cold, another blanket goes on. If it's warm, making sure the doors are open, the windows are open, and of course, making sure they all have fresh hay and water. All right, fun fact, I really like the old punk music. I love The Clash, I love Blondie. I compete on my horse, and I sing a lot of those songs in my head when I'm warming up or when I'm going cross country.
I wonder how she taught her horse how to read. Thanks, Ava and Isabel.
We've all been dying to know these ancient ghost stories. Let's uncover the real tales.
Viewer discretion is advised.
I'm something of a ghost aficionado at Sacred Heart. Studied them fairly closely. I've had sort of encounters with some of them. And yes, I definitely think Sacred Heart is haunted. There's ghosts at Sacred Heart. Honest to goodness, this happened to me twice when I was in the middle school at Sacred Heart. I was in my room working, and then I stepped out of the room. And then I come back into the hallway, and I hear there's this like, my room and the 3 rooms surrounding, and only those 3 rooms. All at the same time, the speakers that were part of media kits or carts, full volume blasting static, roaring out of all of them. That happened to me twice.
I think I saw upstairs one morning during the winter summertime. I was way upstairs on the 3rd floor. It's a little busy up there at night and during the day. It was about 6 o'clock in the morning. I was walking by and just what happened, looked in to the language teacher's hall. And there was a man in there. It's like I just walked, then I walked down the ramp and said, wait a minute, this is 6 o'clock in the morning. Walked back and he was gone. It's really interesting.
One sort of strange thing that I did actually see footage of a couple years ago. It's the stairs going from the, where the theater are, you know those stairs there. It's only for like a second or 2, but it's nighttime. The camera picks up those stairs. It's just like a little, like, I don't know, ball or something, a glowing thing that goes like whoosh, right up the stairs. So it's strange.
I just got goosebumps. Great job, Ella, Izzy, and Fiona.
These 2 athletes have always been stars in the field, but let's see what happens when they swap sports.
There we go! Okay, she's too good. Yeah, ready? Like, oh, she's good at defense. She must play deep. Oh no.
Block. 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 Block.
It's like hit this certain thing. Woo! No, we don't. Punch it.
Block. Block.
No wonder they're captains. Thanks, Claire.
Now, let's see what really happens in the theology department.
Pranks, actually, Mrs. Preggio and I are very good friends, and sometimes I'll pull little pranks on her.
We do make jokes at each other's expense from time to time. Not in a malicious way, but in a funny way where we both end up laughing hysterically. Theology is really a joyful experience. It's not really laugh aloud funny.
That's right.
But I often think that Jesus must have been laughing aloud.
Any funny moments? No, not really.
That's all!
Mrs. Pergiato, Mr. Vivada could not have been more welcoming, Mr. Martone as well.
Funniest thing that's happened when I teach theology, that's hard to say. I think if you ask my students, they would probably say that every single one of my classes is a joke. So no,
He exudes happiness.
So that's anyway, so there's the. So I'm trying to make it funny since it's supposed to be.
Of course.
I get to talk about God all day long.
I get to spend my days teaching people about a God who is love. That's the best job in the whole world. So what I do every day is the best part of it.
I don't know if there's anybody who has a better job than that.
Thanks Morgan, Ava, and Marianne.
Well, that's a wrap. Thanks for an amazing year.
We had so much fun being your anchors, but we are signing off for the last time.
See you next year.
From our heart to yours, thank you for watching Today from the Heart.